It's 12:18 on this Monday afternoon, and as is the case, we always have some very special guests pop into the studio from time to time. Our special guest today is Quinn Antonio Briceño, who is residing in St. Louis, Missouri. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Excellent. And Quinn has an exhibit at the Rockport Center for the Arts. And a little bit of background on you right here that I'm going to read out really quick. You're an up-and-coming artist. You graduated with a Bachelor's in Fine Art 2017 from the San Francisco Art Institute. Very nice. A Master's in Fine Art in 2022 at the Sam Fox School of Design and Visual Art. You also won the Ann Metzger National Biennial in 2019. Finalist in the AXA Art Prize 2021. Featured in All the Art Summer 2019, Friend of the Artist Issue 10, St. Louis Magazine, Design, St. Louis, and New American Paintings, number 155 Midwest issue, not to be confused with other issues, 165 MFA issue, and 167 Midwest issue. An impressive lineup of work there. And of course, you are a young man who has his entire life ahead of him and ready to create this fantastic art. Tell us about your exhibit at the Rockport Center for the Arts, Quinn.
Right. So it's called Sin Estado, which means like without state, which I've kind of titled it around specifically like Nicaraguan issues. They deported a lot of people going against the government, and one of those people was Gioconda Belli, which is a poet that I really enjoy. And so that kind of goes around that, but also at the same time, I feel kind of stateless because I kind of have a foot in both doors. I'm both Nicaraguan and American because I grew up in St. Louis. There's not a big Latin population there, so I felt very out of place. And so this exhibit is really me kind of exploring those two worlds, combining them through collage and paint, the imagery of Nicaragua with collage materials from my everyday life, as well as pictures from the histories of my family and my own histories and everything like that. Yeah,
that's obviously very, very deep and very interesting to see the two worlds at play here. Apart from the inspiration you take from being a person of two worlds, in a sense, in Central America and from Nicaragua, and of course being here in America. Aside from that, where do you also draw inspiration on some of your pieces?
Yeah, so the everyday, I like, because I grew up in a working class family, I really am drawn to working class figures, so people at work. People at work, the everyday. I take Google Earth images, which is something that I started doing for my MFA thesis project. It's kind of interesting because they're kind of collaged imagery already together. So there's bits and pieces that don't exactly line up to each other. And so this form of digital collage along with my analog collage kind of goes together. And for me, it represents both me being half me, not really understanding, but as well as this kind of way for me to visit Nicaragua through the digital lens, which for me is really helpful because I can experience it and remember and just learn from there, which is really great for me. Yeah.
When you first started as a young artist, where did you draw your inspiration from? Was there something in particular that said, you know what, I like this, I'm going to pursue this particular area as an artist? And knowing that you are a collage artist, was that your first love, or was it something else?
Drawing was my first love. I used to, my grandma, when we moved up to the United States, she was an artist. And when I moved up there, I didn't know a whole lot of English at the time, and we used to figure draw. So that's where it like kind of began. Like I grew to love art there. But collage itself, I really didn't start doing it until probably about 2016 at the San Francisco Art Institute. I took a collage class because my advisor suggested it, and I really enjoyed it. For me, I'm not exactly the most patient person in the world, especially when it comes to painting, but there's something really intriguing about combining paint and collage and creating like a new environment and a new world that is really exciting for me and really keeps things fresh and going.
Where do you go from here?
Well, I've got a couple things lined up. I've got a show at the Lambert International Airport coming up in October. And then after that, I'm just going to keep continuing working. Hopefully, the work just kind of goes out further, and it'd be great to go internationally or even the coasts. But I'm just going to keep working hard in my studio and keep grinding. Yeah.
There you go. Well, Quinn, we certainly thank you for stopping in today and visiting with us, and much, much more success to you. Your exhibit at the Rockport Center for the Arts, Sin Estado, which means without a state, and hope the folks can take a little time and go check out this wonderful artwork at the Rockport Center for the Arts. And it's also a nice trip to go to Rockport, too.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Absolutely. Quinn Briceño, thank you so very much for taking a little bit of time out of your day and visiting with us and talking about your a little bit of the history of your artwork and where you're going from here. Appreciate your time. We certainly thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Quinn Antonio Briceño. You can see his work, as I mentioned, at the Rockport Center for the Arts.